Chris Cuomo here. Welcome to NewsNation. Today is Global Mental Health Day, and you don't need me to bury you in numbers. You know that as a society and as individuals, we have issues, and that we need more awareness. We need sensitivity. We need less stigma, and social media is making it worse. So if you don't feel right, you should do something about it, okay? I do. Medication, therapy helps me, okay? It's an ongoing, chronic situation. So does being honest about the struggle. There is no shame in my game about that. To me, dealing with depression is no different than me addressing arthritis in my back. Something is off. There are a lot of different reasons why, and I try to make it better with understood remedies. There's no shame in that. But I will tell you where we should focus shame. And it's kind of good news. I think something may finally be bringing right and left to a reasonable consensus. I think we all agree, right, whether you're all on the left or the right, or you're reasonable and therefore watching NewsNation, military personnel and their families standing in food pantry lines while Congress gets paid not to work and goes home for the weekend is just too much. So let's all say it together. Shame. Tweet it. Post it. Shame on you. To hear Senator Schumer say the shutdown is helping Democrats, that every day is better for them. To hear Speaker Johnson say he won't do a standalone deal to get the military pay. Shame on you. They play the blame game. We must play the shame game. Even better than trying to break through the manipulated noise online, get off social media, go to a town hall. The representatives are having them right now, and shame them. Look, I believe there are legitimate issues worth fighting over right now. Medicaid cuts, cutting government jobs to pay for a tax cut that's not geared to help those same folks most. I think that is the good fight. But not if your tactics hurt people even more. It's more proof that these two parties, it's all about advantage of one over the other in terms of which is worse. They will prefer a problem and fighting over it to fixing it. If Congress doesn't act, and they actually went home with this hanging in the balance, next Wednesday, over 1 million soldiers and their families are getting a paycheck for $0.00 because of this stupid and avoidable government shutdown. Now, you can say, it's just one check, and then once it opens up again, they'll get paid. They don't have the margin. Military families are going to food banks right now. Visits are up 30% since the shutdown started. Trump actually posted a video, this video that you're watching right now of them lined up at a food bank, and he thinks that this was a good thing to show to blame Democrats. The president can get Hamas to return the hostages, but he can't work a deal on this? Or does he not want to? The Trump administration is trying to see if they can get tariff revenue, they say, to pay for the soldiers, okay? Now, look, I hope it happens. It would be nice to see something good connected to the tariffs. But they found a way to give $20 billion to that character in Argentina. They can't figure out how to do it for the military. And if they fail, and there's no continuing resolution signed or no bill to pay the soldiers, they are screwed. Now, look, I thought they should cut the defense budget, which they actually added to instead of SNAP and Medicaid, right? But there is a form of defense spending that is pathetic. Did you know half the military members struggle financially? Did you know 1 in 5 has less than $500 in emergency savings or no savings at all? Now, we shouldn't be surprised. Did you know that in this country, we support a system that has over half of us with no savings? So, shame on both parties for being able to agree on a nearly $1 trillion defense budget blueprint, but they don't take care of the soldiers, and they can't figure out how to get anybody paid. I think it is shameful that the Speaker has the control and has the House out all next week. Bring them back and get this done. And if you do not, Speaker Johnson, this is for you. Know this. Whoever knows the right thing to do and fails to do it, for him it is sin. That is James 4:17. You said you would lead by the Bible, so do it. Do the right thing and get back to work. With all the strain on families, why right now? Why would the government right now, the president specifically, use a shutdown when people are strapped and not getting paid for large-scale firings of federal workers? Over 4,000. Homeland Security, Treasury, Commerce, Education, Energy, Health and Human Services, HUD. He says, oh, there are all these Democrat programs. Like what, that means that the people don't need the jobs? Oh, well, he's just cutting the fat. You know how bloated the federal government is, right? It's just ballooned. Yeah, I know. You heard some pod bros say that, right? It's BS. Did you know that the number of employees in the federal government has been like the same for like 50 years? Look at the chart. Look at the chart. Okay, that's from the Bureau of Labor and Statistics. Those are the people who count until they have their budget cut, and now they have to like guesstimate. Look at it from a human perspective. Imagine what it must be like. You wake up today, you see a tweet from some bureaucrat that you're going to get fired. Then you have to face your family and say, I lost my job, I didn't do anything wrong, and I don't know what I'm going to do. Shame on the right for not addressing health care subsidies in the big, beautiful bill instead of focusing on tax cuts that they want to title working families, but they're not geared for the top. And now the rest are paying for it. And shame on the Democrats for thinking that this kind of pain is good for them. They should do their job. And I'll tell you the first thing they should do. Pass a law 435-0 that there can never be another shutdown. Punishing people for your failure is shameful. Now look, we need these men and women to make deals that make things better, not inaction that makes things worse. That said, I believe you should direct shame at them because the goal is for them to be motivated to do the job. Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.